oral hygiene, and speech-language pathology. Now, before I go on and start my presentation, we are going to hear from Bonakele Langa, our FYE coordinator. Bonakele, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hand over to Bonakele and then I'm going to come back for our I'm going to continue my conversation with you. So Bonakele, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Um, Greetings, everyone. I'm Bonelli Langa, the FYE coordinator for the College of Health Science. And for our administrator for FYE is Malim Gadi. I know most of you might be wondering what is an FYE, but if you attended the AOI, you must have an idea what is the FYE. FYE is the first year experience program that is designed to support the first year students as they transition into university. The completion of uh, the completion of this program is compulsory. It got a lot of benefits. I've shared the screen. It's academics as a success, student well-being, social integration, diversity, inclusion, financial planning, safety, career planning, and career development. So those course or program is divided into two. For first semester, you're gonna do 2 units, which is unit 1 and 2, and then in second semester, you do unit 2 and 3. From today, unit 1 is available for completion, and its deadline is on the 28th February, and then unit 2 will be available on the 17th of March, and the deadline is 11th April. We can expect the deadline for Unit 1 to be extended if the registration processes extend. I've also, in our WhatsApp group, we have also shared the allocations of the S10s to the FYEMs. And also, there are some students who are not allocated yet because they registered after the 30th of January. So I will update the allocation list during the course of this week. For a discipline of optometry, we have our FYE mentor, which is Siyanda Andile Zungu. And for pharmacy, we have Tobani Zulu and Nokubonga Zondi. And then for occupational therapy, we have Mine Mbambani. And for physiotherapy, we have Bongi Immaculate Sladisa. So these are your FYE mentors that will help you throughout the course of the FYE journey. I think most of you have met your mentors. If you not have been allocated the mentor aspects to be allocated during the course of this week, because I'll be updating the list after the registration closes. So how to assess the FYA program. So this is the first year experience mentor guide. You can use these 4 browsers to access the FYE program, which is Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari. So here's the link to enter the site. or you can type fye.ukzn.ac.za. And after that, you will receive the email from the FYE support containing your unique temporary password for you to log in. Then you will log in. So you use your student number and the temporary password for logging in. So what happens when you forget your password? You enter your username or email address and click search. And then after that, you will receive the email containing another temporary password. And then you go back to a login page again and then enter your LAN credentials and then log in. When you enter the FYE site, you will see 2024 and 2025, and then you select 2025 FYE Unit 1. So as Unit 1 is available, you can start doing the Unit 1. But the mentors, each mentor for each discipline will do the intros before you start doing Unit 1 to show you how to access the site and also to give you the idea what Unit 1 is about. Thank you.
Am I visible again?
Yes, you are.
Yes, thank you. So just to note, students, the FYE program is compulsory. If you do not complete the FYE, you will not be able to graduate. Even if you have completed all your modules, all your prerequisites, everything else. If you do not complete the FYE program, you will not be allowed to graduate. So you need to complete it within the first year of your university. Okay, so that's just an aside. All right.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a transferring student and you've completed a BSc at the University of UKZN, do you still need to complete the FYE program even though you've completed it in your first year?
I don't think so. I think if you've completed it last year, then if you completed it fully last year, then it
Not
shouldn't
last
be
year,
a problem.
your first year.
Okay. I don't
Sorry,
think so.
Christy.
Bonakene, you can answer?
Yes. If you have completed the FYE program here at UKZN, there's no need for you to complete it again. Unless if you have done it to another institution, you have to do it again here at UKZN.
Thank you.
Any other FYE related questions?
On the chat, I see that some people saying they don't see the FYE under the courses. So you access the FYE program using fye.ukzn.ac.za as I show on my slides how to access the program. I'm not sure if you have done it the way I showed you guys. And also Unit 1 will be available today.
Perfect. Okay. So welcome to the College of Health Sciences and congratulations on obtaining an offer to study one of our degrees. You obviously have done really well in matric, because if you hadn't done really well, you wouldn't be in front of me right now. So take a moment and just acknowledge yourself and acknowledge how well you've done and how proud you should be that you have entered a premier university. So as I said before, my name is Christy Greener. I'm a student counselor. And you're probably wondering, what is a student counselor and why do I need one? So a student counselor is a qualified psychologist or social worker, registered with the HPCSA, that's the Health Professions Council of South Africa, or the South African Association of Social Workers. Okay. and we are trained, we hold master's degrees, and we are trained to provide intervention in individual and group settings for a wide variety of issues. So there is no issue too big or too small here. We deal with all sorts of issues. We deal with any kind of issue, and that is my responsibility. So if you are finding that you are struggling to adapt to the university, if you're finding that you are perhaps not coping academically, or perhaps not coping, you may be homesick, etc., you would come and see me, and I will be explaining how to book an appointment. It is relatively straightforward. But now I would like to hear from you. I know that it can be very daunting coming to university. So I would like to know, what are some of your worries about coming to university? What are some of your concerns? What are some of your biggest fears? Put them in the chat space. Let's see if we can debunk a few. Karuna, if you could keep an eye on the chat space and feed me information.
Certainly, Chris.
So guys, what are your fears? What are your worries coming to university? Is everybody feeling very confident and excited and no concerns? Or, is anybody coming, for example, is there anybody leaving home for the first time? Is anybody coming from far away or another province, or perhaps?
Student Asanda, it says that as she's concerned, she's currently registered for the course with the aim of doing an internal transfer to another course. So she's anxious as to whether or not that's going to happen.
Okay, so internal transfers, just to answer that question, will not happen this year. You cannot transfer to another course this year. You will have to apply for an internal transfer to another course later this year. So the dates for internal transfer will open, and you will then be encouraged to make an internal transfer. Now, if you want to internally transfer, then what you need to do is you need to do exceptionally well in all your modules, and you need to make sure that you do not have any SUPs, because if you have a SUP, you will not be considered for the course, even if you pass that SUP with 98.8%. So for internal transfers, that will open later this year. You will be able to make an application to transfer. Sorry, I should have explained. Supplementary exams. So at university, if you do not pass your exam, if you get between 40 and 50%, you are granted what is called supplementary exam, which means a rewrite. You could go and rewrite your exam paper with the hope that you will pass it second time round. But if you do not, if you get a SUP, then no health science course is going to consider you. Okay. Carry on, Karuna.
Sorry, Chris, as you speaking, I'm just writing it down for them to read.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any other concerns, worries? Someone want to say something?
Student, unmute and speak. Apelele.
Okay, Amanda is worried about the whole university experience. It's very overwhelming for her. She's at res, but she hasn't made friends yet. Okay, all right. Amanda, it is perfectly understandable. It is perfectly natural to feel a bit stressed, to feel a bit anxious. It's going to happen. It's good. You've just got to give yourself time, my love. You've only just arrived. You've only just started your university experience. You haven't even gone to lectures yet. When you go to lectures, you're going to meet lots of different people. And if you do have challenges making friends, then you come and book an appointment with me and we work on those challenges. We work on how we can best assist you. We help you with your social skills. But take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Just do things, get used to things, give yourself time, and you're going to meet a whole lot of people at lectures who are just as frightened and nervous and scared as you are. So everybody starts off in the same position as you. Just take your time, be kind to yourself. That is the biggest thing and the best thing you can do is be kind to yourself and don't rush into anything. Just take your time. And if you need someone to talk to, you've got the student counselors, you've got your peer wellness mentors, you'll be allocated your peer wellness mentors. As soon as registration is complete, your ADO will assign you to your peer wellness mentor, and they will be able to assist you as well. So there is plenty of support around. You do not have to do this by yourself.
Chris, would you mind discussing the criteria for an internal transfer to MBCHB?
I don't know the criteria for MBCHB. I don't know them off the top of my head. So basically, you would just have to apply and note that they will consider your matric results. So if you didn't get into MBCHB this year because your matric results were not did not meet the requirements, then it's unlikely you would get into MBCHB but later based on your matric results. I know they do consider your matric results, even though you've got a university degree and you're busy studying towards you're busy studying towards a qualification. They do look at your academic record, but they also do look at your matric results, and they look at, and you're also competing with the incoming matrics. So they take a very small number of students from internal transfer, which is why you've got to be the biggest and the best.
Thank you, Chris. Amadli has a concern that they have not done a 0 credit module, and they don't know how to fix that. Can you comment on that?
Do you mean you haven't registered for it?
I think that's what's meant, yes.
That would be best addressed with your ADOs this afternoon. I know they're going to be coming back on to talk to you this afternoon about all sorts of things, timetables and other sorts of things. So essentially, you can talk to them about it then, about your registration issues.
Thank you. There's another question from, okay, let me just go back up. Elena says that, excuse me, some of the modules are clashing with practicals. And will she receive, or will students like this receive assistance where there's clashes?
Check with your ADO that you've registered for the right modules, because if it's a first year module, it shouldn't be clashing with practicals. But I don't know much about registration, so check with your ADO. Bring up that issue this afternoon.
Sure. Excuse me. I'm anxious when I get to campus on Monday. I won't know where to go or who to speak to. Heidi Clark says this.
Okay, so you will have your mentors, you will have your ADOs that will be available in the WhatsApp groups, etc., etc. So make sure you're part of the WhatsApp groups.
Okay.
Google
wants to say something.
Make sure you're part of the WhatsApp groups, and make sure that you keep in touch with your ADOs and your mentors etc., etc.
Yes.
And there'll be lots of people around who will be able to direct you.
Yes.
It's a very big campus and there are a lot of people. So you will have people around who you can ask.
Okay, can I add on what Chrissy has just
Of course,
said?
Gugu, go for it.
Yes. So for all your registration issues, the student mustn't worry. We're still gonna elaborate more on the registration issues and the modules that each discipline needs to be registered for, so they mustn't worry. We're still gonna tackle that topic when we come back. All academic issues, registration timetable, we will be discussing. Even the blocks issues, they mustn't worry. We're still gonna discuss those. Thank you.
Thanks, Gugu. Any other worries that are not related to registration?
Chris,
And
I think
remember,
Gugu's
guys,
addressed them.
and I think,
Sorry,
guys,
apologies.
oh, no problem. I think all these issues are completely normal. It is completely understandable that you're feeling a bit stressed. So don't freak out and don't think to yourself, oh my God, I'm starting off and I'm already freaked out and I don't know what to do. Just relax, take some calm, deep breaths. And we are going to be looking at stress management just now. So we're going to be looking at stress management just now. You're worried about the FYE thing. What about the FYE thing? What about the FYE thing? The FYE thing, the FYE is a digitized program. So you have till the end of the year to complete it. Obviously, it's preferable not to leave it till last minute. And it's preferable to complete it within the assigned deadlines. So if it's due by the 28th of Feb, it's better to have it done by the 28th of Feb. So someone wants the new link for the new meeting.
What new meeting?
I think they're talking about this one. I don't know if I'm still on the chat from the other meeting.
Oh dear. Sue, I think Sue's fielding there. Hang on a second for me.
I've set on the WhatsApp groups, I've set the new link. All the students should be here.
I've also shared on the F10 WhatsApp groups. Everybody is there except for Melissa, Schlingi, Kevania, and Lungalwa. They have been non-responsive on the chat spaces. I have also shared and recopied and reposted the share on the old meeting for the remaining few. So thank you for following up. I have shared.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. So the student counselors, we offer free, confidential counseling, individual and group counseling. So it is free. In the confidential spaces. Confidential is a big word, but all it literally means is that what we say, what you discuss with us is private. Okay? We cannot disclose what you have told us. The only time we will break confidentiality is if we are concerned that you are going to harm yourself or someone else. Then we are legally and ethically obliged to break confidentiality. But other than that, everything we discuss is confidential. Okay, so you can come to us and you can discuss absolutely any issue. It does not only have to be university related. We deal with personal issues. We deal with academic issues. We deal with all sorts of issues. Okay, any issue that pertains to you is an issue that we will deal with. So you must not feel that, oh, this is an issue relating to home. I can't talk about it with the counselor. That's not true. We deal with any issues whatsoever. Okay? Mina ngiyakwazi ukukhuluma isiZulu. So uma ufisa ukukhuluma isiZulu nami ngizozwa. Okay? So if I've just said in Zulu that I am able to speak isiZulu. So if you would like to speak with me in Zulu, I will be able to understand. Okay. My Zulu is a little bit rusty because I don't often use it. So if you want to give me a few practice runs and improve my Zulu, I won't say no. So if you would like to have Zulu counseling, you are more than welcome. So the way that you book an appointment with us is quite simple. I don't know if you want to write this down. I will give you a minute or so to grab some paper and a pencil or to open a note on your phone. So the email address to book an appointment with Student Support Services is chs.sss, as in triple S, at ukzn.ac.za. So CHS, College of Health Sciences, .sss, Student Support Services, at ukzn.ac.za. Now, I don't have the toll-free line on me. If Sue, if you wouldn't mind posting it in the chat, I would really appreciate it. But if not, I can get it. We can post it on the WhatsApp groups.
So Karuna is the take host for today. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Karuna, do you have access to the toll-free line?
I'll get it right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we've also got a toll-free line that you can call. And what you do is you select your college. So there are 4 colleges at UKZN. There is the College of Humanities. There is the College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science. There is the College of Law and Management Studies. And there's the College of Health Sciences. So obviously you're going to choose College of Health Sciences. So you press 4, I think it's 4. And you will be connected to our front desk administrator. We call them FDAs for short. Okay. Our FDAs are situated at Westville at the moment. We have Miss Thandeka Mswili. Okay. At medical school, we have Miss Bonisiwe Shabane. And at Howard College, I'm not sure who we've got at the moment, but it doesn't matter because you guys are Westville, so it doesn't matter. So at Westville, when you do your campus tours, you're going to find the cafeteria, which you are going to love because it is big and there are so many restaurants. You're going to be blown away with the amount of choice you have for lunch. You're never going to go hungry and you're never going to wonder what I should have and be bored because there is such a range of options at Westville. So opposite the cafeteria, you're going to see a red door. And that red door says College of Health Sciences Professional Services. You're going to walk through that red door and you're going to be in the reception area and Thandeka will be there. So when you email chs.sss, what you're going to include is your name, your degree, your student number. You do not have to explain why you want to see a counselor because this email is going to be picked up by one of our administrators. Okay? So they're going to pick up the email and they are going to help you book an appointment. They will reply to you. They will ask you for dates and times that you're available, that you want to, that you have available. They will match your times with the counselor's time and try and come to an agreement. So you do not have to explain to them why you want to see the counselor. That is personal. That is personal. That is between you and your student counselor. Okay? So even when you come in to book the appointment, you don't have to explain to Thandeka why you want to see the counselor. Okay? All you have to do is say that you would like to book an appointment with the student counselor and she will assist you further. You will look at my diary and your timetable and we will try and find a reasonable slot. Don't leave it till late. Don't wait till the problem is huge and it's a big crisis to come in for help. Come in as soon as you possibly can. There's no sorry, I've lost my train of thought. There's no better time to start therapy. You choose, you start. Okay? So don't wait till things get out of proportion and it's huge. Come when it starts and we'll try and see what we can do about it. Okay? But if you are facing a crisis, if there is something that's majorly that's happened, that's really upset you, please come to us and just explain who and book your appointment and have your session. We will help you. Doesn't matter if it's a little problem, if it's a big problem, we will do our best. Now, in the building that I've just described, you will also find student funding and academic services and the disability support unit. So if, for example, you had academic concessions at school and you want to if you've had the academic concessions at school, or you have a disability and you want to register with the disability unit, you can come in and make an appointment to see Mr. Balakrishna. Karuna, can you share the following email address in the email in the chat space? It's Balakrishna, and you can write it down, ladies and gents. Balakrishna, BALAKRISHNA at ukzn.ac.za. Neville is our disability coordinator for Westville campus, and he will assist you with any disability related issues. So you need to get in touch with him. That's Balakrishna at ukzn.ac.za. Okay, Karuna, should we say something about SWOT?
We can say something about SWOT, and I wonder if I could just bring up a screen share because I hadn't prepared for that.
That's fine. I can talk us through SWOT if you want.
I found it.
Okay.
I managed to find it. Okay.
Okay, shall I
So-
leave it to you then?
Sure, thank you. Students,
Okay,
I'll
so
just
over to Miss Karuna. She's going to explain the SWOT assessment, and I will leave it to her.
thank you so much. Thank you. Students, for some reason it's actually gone into it's gone into a presenter view. Let me just click. I'm not sure how to remove that. Excuse me. So what is happening here right now is that it's credit. So what is SWOT? You would have heard this word and you would have gotten an invite. Students, please note that the invite was sent in error. And it was sent prematurely. SWOT is an assessment program that measures your adjustment to university. So what is this SWOT assessment? Why must you take the assessment? And when do you need to take it by? That is what these slides deal with. And as mentioned, I will take literally 2 minutes of your time. SWOT is an acronym that stands for Student Wellness and Academic Transformation. Now, the beautiful thing about the assessment is that it allows us to get to know you better. It allows us to intervene when you are at risk, when you are in danger, when you have an emotional problem or an academic issue. SWOT, and remember, this is done in confidence. Nobody knows about it when you take the assessment. It's just between the counselor and the ADO that are aware of the results, and then they provide you with intervention that's going to help you reach the 3rd year and completion, 3rd or 4th year. So that is the purpose of SWOT. That is the purpose of counseling and our ADOs as well. So what does SWOT deal with? It deals with 7 domains of your life. And this is across all spheres and areas of your life, from the emotional to the psychosocial, your intellectual and academic, your occupational as well. If you've got concerns about what you're going to do with this qualification, environmental, religious and spiritual, psychological and biological. So you'll see that it covers every domain of your life. It is an assessment with 192 items. So you'll be ticking or clicking on the little check boxes as you go along in the assessment, and you get a result from that. The SWOT launches in March. We encourage strongly that you take the assessment in March so that student counselors and ADOs can intervene to assist you for the next semester. It is important that you take it as soon as it's launched, and you'll be sent a new link. The ones that you have right now, please, students, ignore it for a little while. It was sent in error by the system. Please look out for our poster and all of the marketing. SWOT assessment opens in March, and that's when you're going to be taking it. Through this assessment, we get to work together and you get to succeed. And we wish you very, very well for the academic year 2025 and beyond. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, I see there's a question in the chat about the SWOT program. Don't complete the assessment that you were sent. It was sent in error. So if it is not working, don't worry about it. Just ignore it. It will come when it's time to come to complete. We will send you a new link. That's right, Karuna?
That is correct. That will be sent out in the last week of March, and students will be invited to take it. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move into first, we're going to ask, I'm going to ask, are there any peer wellness mentors present? If so, can you please raise your hands? Do we have any hands? Karuna, do we have any hands?
No questions, no hands at the moment, Chris. Sorry, I was a bit distracted. No hands.
Are there any peer wellness mentors here? Please raise your hands if you are here.
None,
Okay.
Chris?
Maybe, okay. So we're going to start the next section of our program, which is looking at some essential academic skills that you are going to require to succeed at university. And we're going to start by looking at a video. I'll give Karuna a few minutes. It's at the students the night before the exam video, Karuna.
Certainly. I'll be sharing now. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I apologize for that. Somebody's taken control. I think it's Sue. Sue, have you gotten control of the screen?
No, not me. I did see that someone had shifted slides.
Yeah. So let's just, I'm going to do that again. Apologies. Chris, I think that's all we have with the video.
That's weird because it's usually a bit longer than that.
It seems to be cutting off at that point. Let's just do it again.
Another boring day at school. Let's get it. Holy chicken McNuggets. That was a long nap, longer than I expected, but I'm good to go. All right.
Okay, we'll continue, but I'm sure the
30 on the
students.
dot. I'll watch a YouTube video or two just to pass the time, and then 4:30.
Let's see if it carries. Oh no. So, students, as you can see, what do you think was going on in that video? What was he doing? Anyone? Yes, he was procrastinating. And procrastinating is one of your biggest enemies and time wasters at university. Okay. Procrastination is one of the biggest problems that our students face. And it happens for a variety of reasons. Sometimes, well, I don't know. Why do we procrastinate? Why do you think we procrastinate, guys? What do you think are some of the reasons we procrastinate? Before I give you my reasons, let's see what your reasons are. Why do we procrastinate? Why do we procrastinate? And you're welcome to unmute as well, or you can just keep populating the chat space. Work overload. So sometimes we feel overwhelmed, too much work. Okay, we think studying is boring compared to our social. I didn't see those last two.
We've got coping mechanisms. We feel like we don't have enough time to finish our work, and we usually don't finish. Sometimes overconfidence.
Yeah, overconfidence. I have lots of time. And that is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest mistakes that you need to understand, ladies and gents. University work is a lot. There is a lot of content. There is a lot of things. It is not something you can cram the day before a test or the night before an exam. There is just too much of it, okay? So you need to be working consistently throughout the semester. And I know some of you are going to say to me, ma'am, I can't work unless I'm under pressure. It is important that you foster these new study habits in yourself, because this is the way that you're going to succeed. If you can work consistently and you don't have to be pulling all-nighters the night before an exam or trying to cram your work, it's simply not possible to cram any longer, ladies and gents. You are now at university. You are expected to study in a different way. You're expected to understand things. It's not just about swallowing or learning a whole bunch of theories and then going and spitting it back in the exam paper. The lecturers want you to see that you are studying with understanding, that you can apply what they've taught you. So I can give you an example and you can explain what what you've studied. Karuna, can you follow up with the peer wellness mentors while I'm talking to the students? If you can just put on the group and ask them to please join.
Certainly.
Yes. And while Karuna does that, can I finish off the video I have prepared for you?
Oh, super. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's watch the end of the video, ladies and gents.
Absolutely.
Let's see if he manages to unprocrastinate himself.
Now let me just check Instagram real quick so I don't check it later. Oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, I'm just gonna check Twitter real quick and then I'm done. I'm putting my phone down. Okay, it is officially time to study. Let me open up this laptop. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up, I should watch this YouTube video that our teacher told us to watch. Oh, well, would you look at that? Little Serve just uploaded a new video. All right, I'm just gonna watch this one and then I'm gonna study. After this video's done, then I'm studying.
Go ahead and bust it open. I'ma show you what a big head is. Half of us ain't. You gonna get killed. You gonna get killed. The first sign of intelligence, recognize what you're dealing with.
What the fuck am I even watching? Okay, you know what? Noah's in my class. I'm gonna text him and we can study together, do a little study group. All right, let me just go ahead and send this message. Oh, who's that? How'd you get here so fast?
It's a YouTube video. It doesn't have to make any sense.
Oh, you're right. Oh, well, come on in. I hope Noah doesn't realize I haven't studied at all and have no idea what I'm doing.
I hope Ryan doesn't realize I haven't studied at all and have no idea what I'm doing.
You hungry?
Yeah.
We should probably eat something.
Yeah,
I actually got it. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Grab
yeah.
something real quick. Just so we can study. And let me just scrub this floor down real quick. That way I can have a clean apartment and I can start studying properly because you can't have a dirty floor while
All right, let me just get a quick set of push-ups in real quick. You know, I gotta wake up my mind. I gotta think clear. You know, if I just exert some energy, I'll get the brain chemicals
Can't
flowing.
study when you're dehydrated. I'll just down this water real quick. We'll be good to go. I'll have a lot of energy.
Oh man, how am I supposed to study at this table if it's dirty? You know, I gotta clean it up, freshen it up. You know, me and Ryan both need this table. It's gotta be perfectly clean.
How am I supposed to study if I have dirty dishes in the sink? Let me just scrub these down real quick.
All right, let me just get this quick bathroom break real quick. I'll just squeeze one out. Yeah, that's why I haven't been able to study yet, because I couldn't concentrate with the way my stomach was. So now if I just let this
Let
out.
me just brush my teeth real quick. That way I'll be refreshed and I'll have enough energy and I'll be good to go to study. Just got to freshen up because I'm dirty.
All right, just gonna scrub these windows real quick. You know, the lighting's not good in here. You know, I need a good environment. If I just clean these right now, I'll feel safe. Gotta get the dust off these
Let me
windows.
just untangle these cords real quick because then probably it doesn't make any sense if I have untangled cords. I can't concentrate. They're right next to me and I'm trying to study. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, class, I hope everybody had a marvelous, fabulous weekend. Now, about this big test that we were supposed to have today, I've actually decided to reschedule it to Wednesday. Oh, look, everybody getting excited.
They managed to unprocrastinate themselves.
Chris, I think we're experiencing some technical.
University workload.
There we go, Chris. Yeah, I agree with Karina. Just repeat yourself there.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
I said, so they obviously didn't manage to stop procrastinating. And I think it's important, students, that we learn from them and that we understand that we need to be working consistently and that we need to start from day one, not saying to ourselves, I've got lots of time, I've got lots of time. Because what you're going to find at university is that you're going to have multiple deadlines. So you're going to have test week where you have different tests in the same week. You're going to have assignments that are due at the same time. And you can't say to yourself, I'm only going to study for assignment 1, or I'm only going to complete assignment 1, or I'm only going to study for test 1 and I'm not going to study for the other test, because that is not going to work. So it is crucially important that you have a study schedule, and we are going to be talking about that in a minute or so. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil. And I want you to draw for me a flight of stairs with, well, a staircase with 4 flights of stairs. It does 4 flights of stairs. 4.
Christy, you are breaking up. What you've said is grab a paper and pencil, draw 4 flights of stairs. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else there? You broke up a little.
Not at the moment. Just
Okay.
Just to draw 4 flights of stairs. As I said, it's not an art competition. There's no prizes for the best drawn staircase. Just draw your staircase. Okay, can anybody take a guess as to why I've asked you to draw 4 sets of stairs? What does that staircase represent? Correct. Each academic year. So it's a year of your degree. So each flight equals 1 year of your degree. At the top of your staircase, I would like you to draw, well, you tell me, what do you think is the most important? Why are we here at university? What do we want to do? There's something we want to do. Graduate, yes. So at the top of your staircase, I want you to draw whatever representation of graduation you have, be it a graduation cap or an emoji or a happy face or a balloon, whatever you want. Draw it at the top of your staircase.
Sorry, Chris. I'm not sure. Would you mind repeating that?
So essentially what I want you to do is I want you to draw at the top of your staircase, I want you to draw whatever represents graduation for you, be it a balloon, an emoji, an a graduation cap or a gown or whatever it is. Brilliant. Okay. Maybe I should, Karuna, do you think my audio would be clearer if I turned my video off?
It it could be, Chris. Students,
Let's try.
Google, are you having a problem as well? It could be an individual thing, or in general, Google. Could you hear Christy all the time? Okay, Christy, you could be heard. Asante is saying that you could be heard. So maybe keep your video on.
Yes, yes. We could hear what she was saying.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you.
It was
So
audible.
I'll keep my video on. Okay. So now, guys, it is important.
Chris, just lift your lid up a little bit. I'm so sorry for interjecting. There we go. Perfect. Great
Okay.
stuff.
Who can tell me what a goal is? What is a goal, ladies and gents? There's no right or wrong answers. Just give it a shot.
Your response is on the chat. Something you want to achieve, something you want to achieve. A goal is something that someone wants to achieve. It's something you want to achieve. Wow. Okay.
Very good, guys. That is exactly what it is. It is something you wish to achieve, okay? And you get different types of goals. You get long-term goals, you get medium-term goals, and you get short-term goals. Now, your long-term goals, a very good example of a long-term goal is graduation, because it's not something that's going to happen in the next few weeks or months. It's going to happen in the next 4 years. So that's an example of a long-term goal. Okay. Now, the important thing, the nice goals are lovely, okay? They are very important, but they can be a bit vague. So graduating is a wonderful goal. It is an important goal. but it could also be, it can sometimes be a bit vague. How do I get there? And that's why we have medium and short-term goals to get us to our long-term goals. Our long-term goals are often very far away. They're often things that we want to achieve in the next few years. So how do we get there? If I want to graduate, what do I need to do? Well, firstly, I need to pass all 4 academic years. Okay, what do I need to do that? I need to pass each year. How do I do that? I need to pass each semester. How do I do that? I need to pass each module. How do I do that? I need to pass my exams. How do I do that? I need to get DP, and I will explain DP because lots of people don't know what DP is. I need to get DP for my exams. So DP, ladies and gents, is something called duly performed. It is like your continuous assessment at school. So when you write tests and when you do assignments, you'll be given marks. And these marks go towards your DP. But at university, in order to write an exam, you've got to have a DP, so a class mark of 50% and higher. Okay? So if I want to pass my modules, I want to write my exams, I need to get a DP of 50% and higher. If I want to do that, what do I do? Well, I need to pass my tests and assignments. How do I do that? What do you think is the most basic thing you need to do in order to pass your exams, tests, etc.? What is the first step on the goal, on your staircase? What is the first thing you need to do? Study, yes, but there's something you need to do apart from studying. You've got to do something. You've got to do something. You've literally got to do something every day, Monday to Friday. Yes, Lee, on the right track. Pay attention in lectures. You have to go to lectures. Okay. Now, some of you might get excited because you might think, oh, well, I don't need to go to this lecture. The lecturer is just going to upload the slides. I can just get the slides and I can just read through them. No, you need to be in the lectures because the lecturer, number 1, is going to explain concepts. Okay. Number 2 is going to highlight things that are important. Number 3 is going to give you hints and tips along the way. So they might say, when they're doing a particular topic, and this could come out in a test or exam. So lectures are important, okay? The lecturer is there, right there, explaining the concepts. They are right there, highlighting important things. They are there giving hints. They are there explaining to you. Now, who heard in high school? I got this talk when I was in high school. I got this talk, and I'm wondering if you got it too. Okay, when I was in matric, our teachers gathered us all together one day, and this is what they essentially said. Okay, when you go to university, your lecturers are not going to care about you. They're not even going to know your name. They're going to know you by a number. They're not going to care if you do the work or you don't do the work. They're not going to care if you pass or fail. They are just going to come to class and teach and leave. Who got that? Show of hands. Who got that talk at school in Madrid? Anybody?
Anika, there's 2 hands. Oh, there's lots of hands that are going up.
Okay, so lots of people got that talk. They're still giving that talk. I can't believe it. Okay, guys, lecturers are not monsters. Okay, yes, initially they may only know you by your student number, and that is because there is a lot there are a lot of you, but as you go up through the university, they will start to know you by name. Okay? They do care very much. And you can ask Miss Gugu. Miss Gugu, do the lecturers care if the students pass?
They care
They care a lot.
a lot, a lot. They want them to do well.
Exactly.
Because
So,
they also need to take accountability as to why they are not passing. Hence, they rely onto us to help them to make sure that they pass.
exactly. So the lecturers care a lot, okay? And they are there to support you. So if you have a problem, if you went to lectures this morning and I didn't explain the concept you don't understand, it's okay to email me and say, hi, Miss Greener, in our class today, you discussed procrastination, okay? Can you please, um, I didn't understand what you meant about or whatever. Can you please explain? And I will be happy to explain. Okay. I don't want you to fail. I don't want you to do badly. Okay. So lecturers care a lot about their students. They care about wanting them to do well, and they are not monsters. Okay. Of course, they aren't going to know your name on the first day of lectures, but you're not going to know theirs until they introduce themselves either. So just treat them as you would your teachers and ask them questions. As there is no stupid question. The only stupidity is if you don't know and you don't ask. If you don't know and you do ask, that is completely okay. You are allowed to ask questions. Ask and ask and ask and ask and ask until you get to understand. And the ADOs will explain about academic mentors, okay, who are there to support the lecturers in the different subjects. Okay, so what you also need to do, next thing you need to do, so you need to attend your lectures. You need to have a priority list. Okay, and a priority list is a list of dates. Okay, so you're going to be given a lot of dates. Okay, a lot of deadlines, a lot of tests, a lot of exam dates, etc., etc. What you need to do is to compile a priority list. So that's going to be the closest exam, or so the nearest thing. So if it's a test next Tuesday, that's going to be at the top of your priority list. Okay, so if you have 2 tests, then you're going to list them both at the top of your priority list. And you can make your priority list on your phone, you can make it on paper, but it needs to be somewhere you can see it every day, because your priority list guides you. It guides what you're going to do. It guides your intervention. It ensures that you know what you're doing. Okay, it guides your study planning. So if you know that you've got a test next Tuesday, that's what you're going to study for. Okay. Next thing is, and I know you haven't been given your timetables yet, but you will be given them when the rest, Ms. Gugu has already said that the timetables will be going out. So when you've got your timetable, you're going to design a daily schedule. Okay? A daily schedule decides what you are going to do at different times. Okay? So what time are you going to wake up? What time are you going to get dressed? What time are you going to university? What time are your lectures? And what are you going to do between the lectures? Okay, so if I've got 45 minutes between the anatomy and something else, what exactly am I going to do? Am I going to go to the library and do some research? Am I going to go to the cafeteria and have some food? Am I going to socialize? Am I going to go for a quick walk around the campus? what am I going to do with the time between my lectures? Okay, you need to know what to do. You need to know where you are spending your time. The easiest way to waste time is not to have a schedule, and then you get through the day and you don't know what you've spent your time doing. Now, you are not a machine. You cannot study for 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. You need time, you need downtime, and that you're going to build into your schedule. So you will need to put aside maybe 2 to 3 hours every day of extra study. You can decide whether you're doing it during the day, whether you're doing it during the evening, or when you are doing it. This is not inclusive of exam studying. That would be a different timetable. But each and every day, you need to be doing some additional studying apart from what you do in lectures. Okay? To ensure that you keep up with your workload. If you fall behind, it might be very hard for you to catch up. So don't fall behind. Start off on a good foot and keep it going. If you've got a mental block about something, sit down, just page through the notes for about 5 minutes and see if that unblocks your mental block. Now, we spoke about procrastinating and we spoke about the reasons people procrastinate. Sometimes it's because they're tired, sometimes it's because they're hungry, sometimes it's because they are anxious, maybe they don't understand the work. And then it's about asking yourself, why am I procrastinating and what can I do about it? Is it something that I need to do I need to perhaps go and see the academic mentor because I'm not understanding my content? Do I need to see the student counselor because I'm feeling very anxious and I'm not managing my anxiety? Do I need to see the ADO to get some advice on my academics? What is it that I need to do? Okay. Any questions? Any questions?
I don't see a show of hands. Nothing in the chat.
Okay. What I'm going to suggest we do is we're going to take a 5-minute comfort break, and then we're going to come back and we'll have a discussion on stress and stress management, and that will round off our orientation for today.
We have
Are
one
there any
question.
welcoming parties? Not that I'm aware of, but I'm not sure what the SRC and other I'm not sure what other student societies might be organizing. So I don't know if there are any welcoming parties or any welcoming ceremonies. But let's please take a break, have a digital comfort break, go on and get a glass of water. It's very hot today. Okay, so let's have a comfort break and we will return for stress and stress management. So we will come back at 11 o'clock. So you can stay connected, but you can just mute and go and do whatever it is you need to do. Right. I hope everybody had a comfort break and was able to grab a glass of water or something to drink, or was able to have a stretch. We are moving into the second half of our program, and we are talking about stress management. So who can tell me what is stress? What is stress, guys? We all know about it. We all talk about it. I'm so stressed. I feel so stressed. I'm so worried. I don't know what's going on. I feel so stressed.
Our chat's saying that it's something we feel in overwhelming situations. Stress is what we feel when we're in situations that we feel that we cannot cope with. A feeling of unease or uneasiness.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Very nice answers. So stress is a reaction to a perceived threat, be that threat physical or psychological. Okay, so we might have a situation in which there's physical danger, or we might be in a situation that we perceive as unsafe. Okay, and that causes a reaction in terms of stress. And we're going to now have a look at a video in terms of how stress affects our body.
Thank you. Would you mind confirming that we have it, please?
I did send it to you.
No. Would you mind confirming that it's you can hear it?
Oh, yes, we can definitely hear it. There we go.
Cramming for a test? Trying to get more done than you have time to do? Stress is a feeling we all experience when we are challenged or overwhelmed. But more than just an emotion, stress is a hardwired physical response that travels throughout your entire body. In the short term, stress can be advantageous. But when activated too often or too long, your primitive fight or flight stress response not only changes your brain, but also damages many of the other organs and cells throughout your body. Your adrenal gland releases the stress hormones cortisol, epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, and norepinephrine. As these hormones travel through your bloodstream, they easily reach your blood vessels and heart. Adrenaline causes your heart to beat faster and raises your blood pressure, over time causing hypertension. Cortisol can also cause the endothelium, or inner lining of blood vessels, to not function normally. Scientists now know that this is an early step in triggering the process of atherosclerosis, or cholesterol plaque buildup in your arteries. Together, these changes increase your chances of a heart attack or stroke. When your brain senses stress, it activates your autonomic nervous system. Through this network of nerve connections, your big brain communicates stress to your enteric or intestinal nervous system. Besides causing butterflies in your stomach, this brain-gut connection can disturb the natural rhythmic contractions that move food through your gut, leading to irritable bowel syndrome, and can increase your gut sensitivity to acid, making you more likely to feel heartburn. Via the gut's nervous system, stress can also change the composition and function of your gut bacteria, which may affect your digestive and overall health. Speaking of digestion, does chronic stress affect your waistline? Well, yes. Cortisol can increase your appetite. It tells your body to replenish your energy stores with energy-dense foods and carbs, causing you to crave comfort foods. High levels of cortisol can also cause you to put on those extra calories as visceral or deep belly fat. This type of fat doesn't just make it harder to button your pants. It is an organ that actively releases hormones and immune system chemicals called cytokines that can increase your risk of developing chronic diseases such as heart disease and insulin resistance. Meanwhile, stress hormones affect immune cells in a variety of ways. Initially, they help prepare to fight invaders and heal after injury. But chronic stress can dampen the function of some immune cells, make you more susceptible to infections, and slow the rate you heal. Want to live a long life? You may have to curb your chronic stress. That's because it has even been associated with shortened telomeres, the shoelace tip ends of chromosomes that measure a cell's age. Telomeres cap chromosomes to allow DNA to get copied every time a cell divides without damaging the cell's genetic code. And they shorten with each cell division. When telomeres become too short, a cell can no longer divide, and it dies. As if all that weren't enough, chronic stress has even more ways it can sabotage your health, including acne, hair loss, sexual dysfunction, headaches, muscle tension, difficulty concentrating, fatigue, and irritability. So, what does all this mean for you? Your life will always be filled with stressful situations, but what matters to your brain and entire body is how you respond to that stress. If you can view those situations as challenges you can control and master, rather than as threats that are insurmountable, you will perform better in the short run and stay healthy in the long run.
Excellent. So that was just a brief video that looks at the way that stress can impact on our bodies. And it really does give us something to think about because it shows us how chronic stress can really. So what is chronic? Well, before I even get there, stress can be positive and negative. Do you think there are any positive things that can cause us to feel stress? So do you think that there are any positive things that can cause us to feel stressed? Think of where you are right now.
Academics.
Well, for example, coming to university, it's very positive, it's very exciting, and it's very prestigious, but it can be quite stressful. As you told me this morning, there are lots of things that you're concerned about, that you're anxious about, that you're worried about. So it can be a very positive event. And think about a wedding. Imagine, it's a beautiful day, the bride and groom are very happy, but imagine all the stress that's gone into planning that wedding beforehand. Okay. The birth of a child can be very positive and very exciting and very wonderful, but can be very stressful for the new parents because they are now responsible for this tiny human that can't eat, that can't do anything for itself, and they are responsible for looking after it. So there are many positive examples of things that are very positive, but can cause us a lot of stress. And then, of course, there are the negative things that can cause us stress. And I'm sure you can name me a few. If I said to you now, please name me some negative causes of stress, what would you say? Any negative events that you think can cause stress?
Trauma,
Trauma, yes, definitely.
a robbery,
Yes.
Nompur says injury,
Injury, yes, definitely. Then it could be the loss of someone, or the loss of even a pet. Losing a pet. Trauma, yes. Okay. Yes, so there are many negative things. Now, the thing to understand is that some stress is necessary for us to be able to cope and get through life. We do need some stress, okay? If we were never stressed, we would never be motivated and we would never get anything done, okay? That we call eustress, not Y-O-U, eustress, E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S, eustress. And you'll be learning about this in psychology. Those of you who will be doing psychology this year will probably learn about eustress. And when I come to give stress management talks to you later in the year, you'll be able to tell me exactly what eustress is and how it works. But yes, eustress, okay? And then we have the negative stress, which is called distress, okay? So a certain amount of stress is necessary for us to function and to get things done. But when stress becomes chronic, when it doesn't go away, okay, then we need to take steps, and we need to take steps anyway to manage our stress, okay? So, for example, if you've got a test coming up, you might find that you struggle to sleep, you may have a bit of a problem eating, or you may want to overeat or comfort eat because you're stressed. But when the test is done, you go back to normal functioning. You go back to normal sleeping, you go back to normal eating, you go back to how it usually is. That's normal, okay? When it doesn't go away, when it continues, regardless of whether there's a stressful event, when the stress just continues to continue, then you know that it is something that needs your urgent attention. Okay? So let's look at the signs of stress. And we're going to look at physical signs first. Okay? Physical stress. Okay? What are the physical signs of stress? That means within your body, not emotions, physical signs. What would you say are some of the physical signs of stress? You saw a few on the video.
a migraine,
Yes, so headaches, fatigue, yes,
Lovely, you got weight loss, hair loss.
hair loss.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Not incorrect. Some people do lose their hair.
Loss of concentration, sweating,
Loss of concentration, sweating. Yes. Loss of concentration is more of a cognitive function. Insomnia, yes. Problems sleeping.
body aches, weight
What
loss,
aches and pains, yes. Changes in blood pressure, problems eating, so changes in appetite. You either want to eat a lot more or a lot less than usual. Shaking, sweating, heart palpitations, which means a racing heart.
digestive issues,
Digestive issues, yes, correct. Headaches, yes, correct. You guys have got this all well down. Okay. Emotional. What would you say are some of the emotional signs of stress?
I would say crying.
Depression, yes.
How about crying?
So crying, correct, correct.
Just a deflated mood as well.
Yep, deflated mood works. Any anxiety in the chat space?
Yes. Noma says anxiety, mood swings, irritation, depression.
Depression, yes.
Irritability.
Irritability, yes. Feeling grumpy, feeling stressed. Okay. Then we have the cognitive signs of stress. Cognition, which is a big word, just means our mind. Okay. And it is to do with our thoughts. And in terms of those, we're looking at things like problems concentrating, problems with your attention, and problems with your memory. What do you think are some of the behavioral signs of stress? What do we do when we're stressed? What are some of the faulty coping mechanisms we use?
Substance abuse.
Yes, substance abuse is a big one. Using alcohol and drugs.
YouTube, binging.
Yep. So YouTube binging, YouTubing, social media.
See what else. Isolation, self-isolation, isolating from friends.
Very good. Withdrawal, self-isolation, social isolation. Very good.
Lovely. Violence.
Overeating or undereating. Self-harm. Suicide. Always shouting.
Violent behavior.
Violent behavior towards self or others, yes.
Pacing up and down frequently.
Pardon?
Pacing up and down frequently.
Frequent pacing, yes. Very good.
Pessimism.
Okay, so you guys know the signs and symptoms of stress. So you guys are going to be able to manage your stress pretty well because you guys are going to know when it starts creeping up on you. Okay. Now, it is important that if you are experiencing any of these signs and symptoms and they are going on and they are not going away, that you get professional help as soon as possible. What I would suggest is that you make an appointment with a student counselor, which is me, and that we discuss your stress management and your stress management techniques. First thing to manage stress, okay, is exercise. Exercise is an excellent way of managing your physical and your mental health, okay? Exercise releases endorphins. Endorphins are a natural pleasure hormone. They make us feel good. They make us feel... So if you've ever done a hard workout and then you've gone for a nice shower afterwards or whatever the case may be, you will find that your muscles relax, you feel relaxed, you feel good, and that is because of the endorphins. Endorphins are also our body's natural painkillers. They deal with minor injuries, etc., etc. So it is very important that you exercise. Now, the biggest thing you're going to want to do is you're going to need to do an exercise that you enjoy. Because trust me, if you don't enjoy it, you aren't going to do it. I'm a swimmer. I swim 3 times a week. That is my exercise. Do not put me in the gym. Do not make me do crunches and push-ups and press-ups and lunges and squats because I don't like them. So if you told me that for the next 2 weeks, Christy, you have to go to the gym every day, I will find every reason why I don't want to and why I'm not going to. Okay? So it has to be an exercise that you enjoy. Go to the sports center, check out what facilities are available, check out what sports teams are available, find out what's available, and do some exercise. Even on YouTube, you can get access to workouts, Zumba, all sorts of things on YouTube. You don't have to have a fancy gym to do a gym workout. You can do yoga, you can do Pilates, you can do anything. So just make sure that you do your research and you try different things and you find something that works for you. The next thing you're going to need is diet. Now, we all reach for the chips, the chocolates, the 2-minute noodles, okay? We all reach for those. And that's okay in moderation, but we need to make sure we are eating a well-balanced diet. We need to make sure that we are getting in the nutrients that we need, okay? So we need to make sure that we're getting in the fruit, the veggies, the dairy products, to make sure that we are eating a balanced diet, okay? Doesn't mean we can never have McDonald's, but having McDonald's every day is a problem. And energy drinks, ladies and gents, energy drinks. Number one, they are very expensive. Number two, they are incredibly bad for you. They are full of caffeine and sugar. They will send your heart rate up skyrocketing. They can, if you are an anxious person, they can cause anxiety to heighten, etc., etc. Rather, eat well, drink plenty of water, get plenty of sleep, and don't rely on the energy drinks. Okay, because energy drinks are not worth it. You are not going to cope. You are going to, you can become very ill if you drink too many energy drinks, and also your money will be used up. So rather spend your money wisely. Don't put yourself in a situation where you need to go for the energy drinks. You've had academic skills this morning. We've spoken about time management, etc., etc. You don't need to be in a situation where you are now leaning on the energy drinks. Next, get a good night's sleep. So what university students often do is they go, okay, I've got too much work. Okay, that's fine. I just won't sleep tonight. I'll do an all-nighter. Sleep is essential. Okay. It is, if you think of your body as a car, your body needs two things. It needs sleep. Could someone please mute? Mute. You've got yourself unmuted. If you could just kindly mute. Yes, drinking enough water. So get a good night's sleep. Rather, your sleep is essential. Your body needs sleep and it needs energy. If you do not get energy and sleep, it's not going to function. Okay? During sleep, our bodies, our brain does the clear up process. It's like a computer where it does its cleanup process at night. There are certain processes and things that take place while we are asleep. And if we do not sleep, you could end up seriously ill and in hospital. So rather, get enough sleep, do your work from day one. Don't end up in a situation where you have to cram or whatever the case may be. Just do your work, do what you need to do, get enough sleep, get enough exercise, and make sure that you are getting enough sleep. Okay. And there is a section on sleep in your FYE, which you will reach later in the year when you do Unit 3. So there is stuff on sleep, and I will be doing workshops with you throughout the semester where we talk about this in more detail. Okay. And also stay connected with family and friends. So make sure that you are in contact with your family and friends, even your family and friends back home. Make sure that you schedule regular calls. If you can't visit them on a regular basis, then at least make sure that you're calling them and you're staying in contact with them, and that you are part of a social setting. Okay, As I said before, if you need assistance, you can book an appointment with a student counselor. Are there any other? Yes, I've just remembered myself. Mindfulness, engaging in mindfulness, engaging in meditations, so meditations don't only have to be for religious purposes. People don't only meditate for religious purposes. They meditate for a whole variety of reasons. And you can find endless different mindfulness meditations on YouTube. So go and explore, look around, find a meditation that works for you. Okay. Are there any other stress management techniques that I haven't mentioned?
Not that I can think of at the moment, Chris.
Has anyone got any questions?
No hands raised, nothing on the chat. There has been some good feedback though.
Okay. You peer wellness mentors, are you here? If you are, raise your hands, please.
We have one hand raised.
Okay, can you unmute and tell us who you are, which discipline you'll be mentoring, and give this first year's one tip for the first years. If you can give them one tip, what would it be?
Greetings. I hope I am audible enough.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
My name is Nhlakani Pongqobo, and I'll be mentoring the discipline of pharmacy. I'll be mentoring pharmacy students. And my advice to them would be to try and attend their lectures. Attend their lectures, even if they are late, because there are lectures that end at 5, but they should try and attend them, because most of the lecturers give up the scope during lectures and not they give that indirect hints on what to expect in the exam during the lecture. So my advice to them would be to attend classes and make friends so that they can have people to help them. They will not survive if they are solitary, alone. They need to have friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Nhlaganipo. Thank you very much. Are there any other raised hands?
No, Chris?
Okay. All right, so if there are no questions, this is the end of the Student Support Services orientation section, but you have another session at 1 o'clock. And I don't know which link the ADOs want you to join on. So Ms. Gugu, Ms. Nomfundo, which link?
Hi, Christy. Thank you so much for a lovely presentation. And also the academic advisor, Karuna, thank you so much. So the link, I think we need to continue with the one that you sent us, because it allows us to share the screens in PowerPoint. So we will rather continue with this one.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So you guys are going to continue with this link. You're going to come back at what time? 1 o'clock, Ms. Gugu?
The time now is 11:30. There's not much that is left, so I would have advised that maybe we take a break now, and then we come back from 12 to 1, and then we can actually finish early.
I'm just going to write that in the chat. And from 12 to 1, you say?
Yes. Oh, you have a... Yes. If you can.
Okay.
Now we're going to take a break, a 30 minutes break. We're going to come back and meet again at 12 o'clock. and then we're gonna take it the student through the Q&A session, and also assist them with the registration issues, and then let's see if we can finish by 12 to 1, by 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you.
So students will just stay here and keep themselves muted and possibly go about, get their lunch and things.
Yes.
And so as not to lose the link.
We can leave
and
it open like this, yeah.
Sure.
All right.
So
But thank
Chris,
you
I
so
guess you
much,
and I will leave.
ladies.
Thank
you
you.
so much for gracing us with your presence in the SHS orientation. And then the information that you've shared was very, very useful and very informative. We do hope that the student will actually take time to come and see you, send emails, and then this is going to be a continuous process. So they will be in contact with you during the whole month and the coming months. So we really appreciate everything that you've done this morning.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank
You're welcome.
you, students.
Good luck, students. Well done, and good luck for your first week.
Thank you. Student, we'll see you at 12 o'clock. But you're still
Yes,
going to
fair
be
enough.
here. You can just mute and then do whatever that you need to do. Take a break, get something to eat, stretch a bit, and then we'll see you just now. Thank you. Bye.
Miss Google.